Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. I'm pretty sure there is nothing short or little inside of this box. I can tell because it is absurdly heavy. This is from Maxace. If you're not familiar with Maxace, they are known for making incredibly high quality, ridiculous knives. Like, ironically ridiculous knives. I really feel like a lot of their stuff, especially from the last couple of years, is just them trolling everybody. I love Maxace for this reason. I just think it's really ridiculous. They're also very, very cool, right? If you're like me and you're bored to tears with the endless waves of, minimalist, ultra practical designs out there, they're great, that's fine, but we have a bajillion of them, right? If you're like me and you're bored with that stuff and you've never heard of Maxace, well, you'll enjoy this. Thank you so much to Maxace for sending this in. Thanks so much to my patrons for supporting me. And please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. And at least for the time being on TikTok at _metal_complex. Did I say these will be linked? It'll be linked. These are in the description. So it's actually a design that I have looked at before, but this is a new version. The Maxace Vortex S. Yellow micarta handle. I did not see that. This is gonna look like a banana. Oh, man. I think I've actually referred to the Vortex as a banana knife before. Oh my God. It actually looks like an old banana. They're so insane. So here's the thing. So I have the premium one, right? They made the Vortex out of titanium and M390. This is a crazy object. It is huge, right? It is much bigger than, like, for people wanting to reference like Cold Steel's big stuff. Yeah, this is way bigger, guys, way bigger. Also comes with the secondary lock. I don't want to get into arguments about locks. I know the Cold Steel Triad lock is superior and blah, blah, blah. That's fine. But this is a bigger, thicker knife than, most, not everything, but most of what Cold Steel generally brings to the market. But it's expensive because of the carbon fiber, the massive, massive amounts of titanium, and the ridiculously thick, well over a 1/4 inch thick M390 slab, which is like completely, it's like the performance that you're supposed to get out of an M390 is completely ignored by the geometry of this thing. So this is a much less expensive version of the knife. And I bet it's like shockingly less expensive. It's SLD Magic, which, it is clad. Yeah, you see this line here? I think most SLD Magic that we see is clad. That line right there is a core. And that core, I believe, is similar to D2. And then they have clad it with something that has better stainless properties than D2. I believe. I think SLD Magic is ingot formed. I don't think it's powder formed. But I think this stuff really benefits from the cladding, making it a very interesting steel that we see in much less expensive territories. Now, I don't do a lot of testing on this channel. I can't do the Laren Thomas thing because I'm not a metallurgist. And I don't have the equipment that LTK has, to test hardness or anything. But we have channels that do that. And I would venture to guess if this stuff has not been properly tested yet, it will be. I haven't heard anything bad about it, but from what I have heard, it's kind of like D2, and then I guess it's clad. So what you're seeing here is actually the core peeking out. Yeah, they definitely kept the whole, they even gave us the locking pin. God, look at the pivot. The pivot on this thing is ridiculous. Hold on. So if you've ever looked at the Vortex and you're like, oh yeah, it's really cool, I'm just not going to spend that kind of money on it. There's two, it's double-sided. Is it? Okay, yeah. I wish they wouldn't do that. But look how big that pivot barrel is. That's crazy. God. Maxace always sends like duplicates of every single piece of hardware on the knife, which is amazing. I think they send more hardware than any other company. But For those wondering, like, can I use it like a folding machete? Yeah, I think you can. Do we have 2 locking pins? What on earth? This surely is the locking pin. That's what it is, right? Yeah, it goes all the way through. Yeah. So they gave you 2 locking pins. And this is the part where the triad lock is just much more convenient because it's already strong without having to use the pins. But once these locking pins are in place, there is no way to disengage it. The whole idea, I shouldn't even bring up the triad lock because all it does is just invite argument. The whole idea of the triad lock is 3 points of contact, right? You have those points of contact with this already, right? Between the stop pins, the tang against the enormous backspacer, right? The liner lock itself, which is huge, very thick, and then the stop pins, like the extra stop pins right here. It's not going to disengage. You will break the knife. I'm dead serious. You'll break that knife, the blade and everything, before that lock disengages. But yeah, that'll do it. I really want to take this thing out and test it. This is wild. They really didn't. All of that has to be steel. I'm wondering how much titanium, if any, is actually on this knife. Here's my magnet. So this liner, this huge liner, God, massive, massive slabs of steel there in the liner. And then the backspacer, I think this is also steel. There's a chance, though. It's really, you know what? It's really wanting to go left or right. There's a chance that this backspacer is steel. Is titanium. But I don't know that yet because I didn't have any info on this knife before it came over because this is an unboxing, like it says in the title, and not a review. It is astounding. I mean, it is, honestly, it's disturbing how many people don't know the difference between an unboxing and a review, and how many people would be willing, the implication there, would be willing to accept that someone taking a product out of the box for the first time could be a review. Like, if you've accepted that, then you've probably been misled by a lot of products. You got to wait until the content creators actually had time to spend with it, right, to give you the right information. It's cool, and I love letting people know that things like this exist, and I like working with Maxace because I'm familiar with their stuff, and generally speaking, they, provide a lot of quality. They don't make things that are crappy. However, due diligence, like, I still have to spend time with it so I can give you guys my actual thoughts, right? But I don't know. I guess it's those people who come here from YouTube Shorts, not all of you, but a lot of you, there's just not a lot of thinking going on. But sorry. Yeah, this is really nice. And honestly, that micarta is beautiful. Everything is just overdone about this knife, right? But that's the point. Maxace just loves to overdo it, right? More practical items exist. Yeah, a small machete that you can go down and buy, from Home Depot is definitely going to be better, but it's not going to be as interesting. This is definitely just super cool. Anyways, let's weigh it compared to the original and measure it as well. What always gets away from me every single time is the tape measure. There we go. The overall length of the new Vortex S, 11 1/4. Blade length is 5 1/4. Cutting edge is 5. It's definitely identical. We're at a slight angle, so the one on the bottom is going to look bigger, but it's identical. You know what, though? Hold on. I'm also at an angle. Let's see. Yep, it's a trick of the eye. Okay, they're the same. And then let's weigh it. So the weight on this guy, probably more. We'll compare it. We'll do both. 15 ounces essentially. I wonder if it actually weighs more because of all the titanium. Yeah, it's heavier. That makes sense. More steel on this. Wow. Okay. Yeah, check out the Maxace Vortex S. I very much doubt that this will end up in budget territory, right? Even if the backspacer is steel, It's just too much material. So don't expect it to be a budget knife, but definitely less expensive than its premium counterpart. That's going to be it today, guys. Thanks again to Maxace for sending this in. Expect a full review of this knife down the road. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex and also at TikTok at the metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on the Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.